Hello everybody, welcome back to It's Current Year for another quick battle ladder replay. Today's a bit of a fun one actually against one of my subscribers. This was taken from a stream I did a couple of weeks ago and I figured this would be a good way to start the new year. Bit of a fun game. Ted here said in the lobby prior to the game, hey, I like your channel, so we had a bit of a chat and he came in and joined the stream, so thanks very much to Ted. Appreciate you following the channel and joining the stream that day. Hope to see a bit more of you. But this was a High Elves versus Dark Elves, bit of a grudge match. Don't think we've ever had a High Elf versus Dark Elf game on the channel before, which is absolute sacrilege. So we'll go through Ted's force first. Up the front, we have some Black Ark Corsairs. He's also taken some Scourge Runner Chariots. Scourge Runner, they're just a brilliant unit. Obviously, good anti-large. Missile damage, and then doubles as a sort of a chariot unit, cycle charging in the late game. We've got some Dread Spears, just the obligatory Dread Spear, sort of low or lowish tier by the game standards. He's got the Bolt Fiends, which is a cool unit. They do have the Shield Breaker ability to sort of knock down missile parry. Also good armor piercing and just good damage. So yeah, not a unit you see a ton of, but yeah, cool to see that. He's got the Knights of the Ebon Claw out here. Obviously, really high tier armor-piercing cavalry unit. Murderous Mastery as well, so great stats. Have a good matchup against a lot of the High Elven cavalry. So cool to see what they can do. Over here for the characters, we have a Fire Sorceress, Darkstar Cloak, Fireball, and Burning Head. Pretty standard kit there. We have a Master on a Cold One. So going to be teaming up with your Lord choices here. Imparting Guardian has taken the Helm of Many Eyes, I believe. So he's offering a bit of a stat boost for the troops around him, as I said, Guardian Aura, as well as his passives. And leading the force, this is a man after my own heart, playing a regularly overlooked, legendary lord. Let's see if we can't really get a good look at him there. Malice Darkblade up on Spite with his cool armor. My camera's been all kinds of annoying at the moment. So he's obviously got his Zarkin transformation, his Warp Sword of Cain, and then his passive abilities. So big melee defense and leadership buff, debuffs, and then obviously the damage buffs to himself. So yeah, cool force there, led by Malice Darkblade himself. Over in the trees here, for me, in a bit of a Vanguard deployment, I have the Illyrian Reavers out the front. We have a front line of just regular spearmen. I've got a pretty tight force here, a bit more of an elite force, I guess. Not super elite. We've got 2 units of White Lions and a unit of Phoenix Guard up the back, as well as 2 units of Silverhelms with shields. We've also taken a Frostheart Phoenix. So they have their little debuff, their sort of melee debuff of weapon strength and for nearby units and melee attack. So yeah, cool unit to use. Obviously have some damage resistance as well while you've got your Winds of Magic. Also Terror, and have a nice ward save, so an ability to shrug off damage. I have taken the Princess on a Griffin, so rocking that cool American Bald Eagle style up there. So she's taken I've taken one of the items, I believe, so the Talisman of Leok, just for when she wants to jump down. Obviously she's a pretty good combatant. Loses a bit of melee defense, obviously, from being mounted on the Griffin, but a good weapon strength, good armor piercing, and yeah, good hybrid lord with her volley of high arrows to possibly wreck some infantry. We've also taken another rarely chosen pick. We've taken the High Mage of Heaven, possibly one of the worst magic lords, in my humble opinion, in the multiplayer scene. So we've got Curse of the Midnight Winds for the big area of effect debuff, and we've also taken the good old Comet, as well as both the items to pump out some magic, some Winds of Magic as well, to sort of try and keep our Frostheart up with its ward save. So the battle lines will draw closer. We are deployed sort of on the same sort of side of the little pond here, and as the forces draw closer to one another, we'll get a couple of shots in. The good thing about the Princess is you can just sort of plink down enemy casters. She has obviously a good decent range with 180 and some decent missile strength, so good for just getting some damage in the early game and harassing. We are going to see a fireball go down here, and I am sort of just waiting to sort of try and pull a trap and sort of see if I can get around, get him to commit with the Scourge Runners and perhaps the Knights of the Ebon Claw. I do see the Bolt Fiends here and decide that's probably going to be a decent target to get in on. But we are going to have the battle lines hitting up here, and I do see obviously the Corsairs coming forward. Don't want to give them an engagement against the Spearmen. The Spearmen will lose very handily to Blackheart Corsairs with their anti-infantry, but White Lines will do pretty well. I also am going to double team them with the Frostheart, see if I can get a little bit of a quick kill there. Not a quick kill, but just sort of debuff their melee prowess even more and keep my White Lions healthy. And we are going to start to cycle charge here with the Silver Helms. We've got a unit of Spearmen here, basically just screening out as a volley of high arrows goes down the flank of that unit of Dread Spears. Nice cast of Burning Heads, going to get some of my cavalry, which was rather lazily being microed here, but it will clip I believe, some of my White Lines. Gets a little bit unlucky here. If that had strafed either way, could have got a nice twofer on the Silver Helms, or at least cleared off some of these Spearmen. And we are going to get on the Fire Sorceress nice and quick. So seeing that he has obviously turned his attention with the Knights of the Ebon Claw and the Scourge Runners, I'm just going to pull these Illyrian Reavers out to the back of the map. Hopefully I can get them just to follow them, and I don't want them shooting at my princess. I don't want them shooting into the main lines here. The Knights of the Ebon Claw are doing really not much at the moment, and we sense a bit of an opportunity here to get through to the back line. The Fire Sorceress has been taken off. You're going to see a big comet come down here, which is going to be a complete whiff because the Bolt Fiends were onto it. Good play by my opponent there. Good play by Ted. And Malice now, seeing that comet come down, he realizes you ain't going to get away with that, and this mage is going to really be made to pay for her insolence. Malice Darkblade is going to kill him super quick, or her super quick. Blood price goes down, causing some damage in an area of effect around him. I do try and relieve the mage with the Frostheart, but unfortunately the mage will shatter as both her items go down, so she got absolutely zero value in this game. The Princess at the moment is sort of just sitting up. Had a volley of high arrows there that's gone off cooldown, getting some damage into the Knights of the Ebon Claw. The Phoenix Guard out here, they sort of came out this side to screen the Knights of the Ebon Claw or potentially the Scourge Runners, so they haven't really done a lot at this stage. 49 kills. They're going to be pretty healthy in the late game, which could potentially be important against some larger targets. And now, popping the Talisman of Leof, the Princess saw a good opportunity here to maybe snipe the Master, remove Guardian from the field. Malice did pull away from the Frostheart, and we have a bit of a 2-for-1 going down now, which... yeah, there's a fair bit of combat prowess here. Luckily for me, the Master does actually terror out, and I am actually able to get back up into the sky with the Foe Seeker popped. But Malice still hasn't popped his Tzarkan, so he's still got that up his sleeve. We do obviously once again drop down, seeing that the Talisman of Leoc is still active and maybe an ability for us to actually kill this Master. Again, Guardian, we don't want to make it any harder for ourselves to try and kill the characters. We know at this stage, with the balance of power slightly in my favour, that killing Malice might actually just about tip it in our favour. We are pretty healthy with our cavalry. Our Illyrian Reavers here are sweeping around. These Silver Helms have done some pretty decent work actually, 121 kills, and made sure the Bolt Fiends haven't really been able to fire much of a shot. The Scourge Runners, I think they were actually chasing a unit of Illyrian Reavers, which they may have killed, but they're sort of late to the party here. And seeing Malice sort of very low here, I decided it was maybe time to try and snipe him, but now Tzarkan has made his presence felt. Malice has shed his mortal frame, and the demon housed within his body has come out and has killed my poor princess. Look at that splendid body of the Griffin there, just lying there completely broken. But he will start to degen now, so I stick some spears on him just to try and muck him up. I figure if we can sort of just deal with whatever's left over here. You know, the Knights of the Ebon Claw are pretty much dead. Again, I'm not sure where they are. Here they are. The Phoenix Guard still 75 unit models, so they're in pretty decent health, pretty much full health in terms of their unit models. It would take some significant cycle charging even from the Scourge Runners to try and kill them, but the Malice, the little Malice pick here, if it can snipe my Frost Heart, might be able to do some work. But we see just his health slowly degenning. He needs to do as much fighting as he can before he does inevitably die. There is some regrouping infantry back here, which probably isn't going to make it into the fight. But White Lions of Strace, good armor piercing at least, and some good combat stats. They're fighting in and amongst the anti-large of the spears, who can sort of just get some reliable attack animations in with their anti-large bonuses. The Phoenix Guards are going to come back in, and Malice is starting to get on his sort of last legs at this point. I think both his abilities that cause sort of area of effect damage are currently on cooldown, so he's not going to be able to make use of them, or they'll, as makes a fool of me right there. Reaper of Souls does come down. We see some pretty decent damage going down on the Phoenix Guard. Bypasses obviously their physical resistance as a magical attack, but at this stage we're just sort of mucking up whatever Ted has left. The Phoenix Guard are getting pretty good hits in. Zarkin's going to finally die here, and the rest of the Dark Elf force is going to break. So, like I said, a bit of a fun one here to start the year. Once again, thanks to Ted. It was the start of a good stream this day. This was a bit of a warm-up game that I got into. And we had a bit of a chat. He was a bit of a newer player, but massive respect for anyone who takes Malice Darkblade, because he's not exactly what you'd call A to S tier, but he's fun nonetheless. And he did manage to get 27 and a half worth of damage value there. He did snipe he sniped my caster, ended up killing my lord. Did some good work. But overall, Silverhelms obviously did some good work. The Illyrian Reavers were, I guess, the bait that the Knights of the Ebon and the Scourge Runners went after, pulled them away from the main engagement, allowed the Silverhelms to sort of run right through. They got a couple of good cycle charges into the Black Ark Corsairs, who just really got no value. Again, the Bolt Fiends just weren't really able to sit and shoot, with the faster elements sort of being baited off. The Silverhelms got onto them pretty quickly. So yeah, both of them getting their full cost back. White Lions have a good matchup against Black Ark Corsairs, and the Phoenix Guard basically just sort of were held back until the late game, where they were just too much, and they were sort of, I guess, the focal point for their force. The Scourge Runners couldn't overcome them, and they were just able to wear down Zarkin after he made his presence felt. The Frost Heart here got massive amounts of value too. I think Frost Hearts only cost 1,700 from memory, so that was a good investment. And they're obviously a little area of effect. I guess if there was a silver lining to me losing the mage as early as I did, it's that this guy actually stayed at his 12% ward save for basically the entire game, because I didn't use any magic. We got 105 damage out of this girl. Overall, solid list, I guess. Has some good elements. I like what the princess offers, particularly on the Griffin. Good mobility, not too expensive when you take her back, and when you pop the Talisman of Leox, she can actually get down and get her hands dirty and do some damage, as you saw there. She probably overstayed her welcome a little bit with Malice, but we were playing in a very casual vein in this game, and she sought to rid the High Elves of one of their enemies and delete Malice, but got deleted in the process. So yeah, thanks for checking out the game. Welcome to the new year. 2021 is going to be a big year for everyone, and nonetheless, the channel, hopefully it continues to grow and you continue to support it, and we continue to have a bit of fun playing Total War Warhammer 2 and potentially some other games. But until the next time, take care and thanks for watching.